Discrimination, exploitation, and corruption. That's why we play Victoria 3, that's why we love Victoria 3, and that's what we're getting more of in this new 1.12 update, which came together with Iberian Twilight DLC. But today we are not playing in Iberia, no, because Paradox also made a lot of changes to Africa. For example, they killed Transvaal and Orange. Now we have like 6-7 different countries down here. But we'll go a bit up north to this new country in Mozambique. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a terrible country. Not only we are surrounded by Portugal, we also have no economy, no population, and everyone is starving to death. And now there is no way to fix that with our arable land. Oh, but I have a plan. And yes, we'll have to sell out to Britain. Portugal has defensive pacts with all of Europe, so we can't attack them. Our only real expansion opportunity is over here in Tunj. But for that, we'll have to build up a navy. So let's figure out what a ship is. I guess I can also get those guys in government. And switch to a professional army. And yes, now we have this little negotiate button. So we can negotiate support from our other interest groups, such as the Sunni Ulema. We have a lot of bureaucracy, so sure we can tolerate a bit of corruption. And now the Sunni Ulema supports our law. I think this is an amazing feature. We also have the core laws, and yeah, I would like to go for free trade, since right now we are isolationist. But no one supports us switching from that right now. So yeah, everyone will have to starve for a while. I am trying to build up a farm, although I'm not too sure this is gonna help. Well, at least the law passed. Now I guess we could try to go for some cultural exclusion. Again, the Sunni Ulema will support us. Yeah, sure, I will increase the SOL. Now we can build our first ships. Those could be pretty helpful. And we got cultural exclusion. Passing laws is so much easier now, since we have access to fake promises and bribery. Man, look at this, I'm subsidizing this farm and people still don't want to work on this. I guess they would rather starve to death. Now Britain sort of likes us, so we can get a treaty to get a low commitment on free trade. And we must do this. There is no other way for us to open up the country. Man, I really hope this passes, since the landowners are not very happy. And they are also refusing to negotiate. Okay, this was actually way easier than I thought. Yeah, we also get the end of core laws, thank god. And we can build our first trade center, so we can start importing some food. Our admiral is planning a coup. You know what, sure, whatever. Okay, the coup was successful, the military has spoken, our mandate is done. But this guy still remains in charge. And yeah, the trade unions are technically in government, although they are marginalized. So maybe, just maybe, we can get rid of serfdom and go for tenant farmers. Oh god, this would be amazing. Unfortunately, we can't negotiate with anyone, so I don't think this is gonna pass really. Now Britain wants us to join their power bloc. I guess we really have no choice. We'll be part of the British Empire. I really hope they go for some market unification mandate. But no, they would rather go for transportation, I guess. At least we got line infantry. Still, it's pretty useless when you have no food. Okay, I guess we'll have to pay for getting rid of serfdom. But now there is no stall chance, so that's nice. Okay, now the government is legitimate. And we can't even change it for another 8 months. And yes, people keep starving to death. Trading is not saving us, because we don't actually have any people to actually be working to do any trades. They are all stuck in those subsistence farms. And I think that's because of the changes they made to serfdom, with this protected subsistence employment. Oh yeah, this is terrible. Okay, now we can change the government. I really hope we can still get this through. Oh no, we're not doing another coup. Absolutely not. Oh, now we got expelled from the British Empire. But at least we got tenant farmers, finally. Hopefully now we can turn the country around. Oh yeah, we did. Finally, people are not starving anymore. And only half of our people had to die. Truly amazing, isn't it? Now the British are getting destroyed by this radical revolt. That's what you deserve for kicking me out of the power block. Now someone is trying to kill our ruler. Honestly, I don't really care about him. Now we might as well try to attack Tunj, since we do have 2 units and 2 ships ready. Oh yeah, we're doing it, we're winning. Finally we expand after 10 years. And hopefully this will also fix our food issues. However, we're not gonna be able to complete this commitment. We'll give it another 3 years and we'll see. Also, we can get religious schools, which nobody is opposing. There we go. We can get a bit more education now. And we actually managed to complete our commitment to increase the SOL. I think we can also go for wheat too. I don't think anybody cares about them, right? We also got colonization, so let's start passing a law regarding that. This will be pretty fast. And our Sultan got killed. Thankfully, I don't really care. Also, we got Witu. We're a very powerful country. 3 disconnected provinces on the coast of Africa. Now we can start colonizing. And that's the reason I really wanted to get Witu, because we are Swahili primary culture. However, those states surrounding us are not Swahili homelands. The Swahili homelands are actually up north over here in Kenya. So if we start colonizing Kenya, we won't have to worry about the malaria penalties. But we'll first have to build a port over here. I might as well take over Jeldi. They are incredibly weak. They have literally no units. There we go, that's better. This might have been a mistake. Conquering this province destroyed my entire economy. But I'm sure we can figure it out somehow. And we can pretty much get no money from taxes. I had to delete the entire army and I'm still in the negative somehow. Well, at least our colonization of Kenya is going very well. I think we might be able to get all of it. Okay, we'll have to build up the army because we have a native uprising. I kind of forgot those can happen. Oh damn, and Transvaal just formed. So I guess they are not really out of the game. And I'm pretty pretty sure this country was not there at the start of the game. Okay, I'll definitely have to play in South Africa and see what they're all about. Also, what in the world happened in Arabia? We have this Cuba country which is fluvial Bantu animist. They also have multiculturalism. How in the world did this happen? I think it must have been some sort of slave revolt. Anyway, this is very interesting. Now, I think if I switch my army to line infantry, I might be able to take over Oman and take over Zanzibar, which is a lot of people and a lot of money and a lot of Swahili as well. So I'll try to attack Mombasa and I guess we'll see how this goes. Also, we got romanticism, so now we can go for agrarianism. We can get a Sunni ulema to support it maybe. Okay, I guess we can do a bit of corruption. They are still using irregulars, but still they have way more units than me. So I'll try to do a couple sneaky naval invasions. There we go. I think we occupied all of those states, right? Yeah, I think so. However, our bureaucracy and our economy is completely screwed. But I think we can disband some of our units. Actually, all of them. Since Oman doesn't have a navy, so they can't really reach us. Let's end this war. We have connected some of our land. We still have to deal with Portugal at some point. But that's for another time. Right now, I should probably start integrating Zanzibar. Although I really don't have the bureaucracy for that. So we'll have to build more government administrations. Our Sultan just died, so this guy is our new ruler. However, he's only 12. And the regency have been added to the game. So let's see, who's gonna be leading this regency? You know what, I think I'll go for the intelligentsia guy. Why not after all? Hopefully we can still get this passed though. Sure, we can increase the as well. Oh, there we go, we got agrarianism. Now, since the intelligentsia is still in charge, we can do a couple more things. Such as getting rid of this amendment. That's a great idea. And also banning slavery. We can also get the Sunni ulema to support this. But they do want some money. Okay, I guess we can do that. We do have over 300,000 slaves. It would be nice to free them all. I think we can finally afford the construction sector. Our economy is starting to get going. And people are getting addicted to opium. We might be getting a revolt from the slavers though. Well, I guess we'll have to stop banning slavery. It's unfortunate really. But I don't want to fight that revolt. Instead, we can try appointed bureaucrats. And we got the coronation day. Welcome our new sultan. Which will make this entire government legitimate. However, we can get this one, I guess. The petite bourgeoisie became incredibly powerful for some reason. Britain is damaging relations, really. They are belligerent. At least we got appointed bureaucrats. And now we can go for per capita taxation. Oh yeah, there we have it. I think I will increase taxes. It's time to get our construction going. And I think I'll get a voting law. So we can engage with the election rigging mechanics. Let's get world voting for now. It has a pretty decent chance. I would also like to take over this guy in Somalia. I think they're a pretty easy target. Okay, this is going way too slow. I want the support of the armed forces. We can handle a bit of corruption. I think it's time for us to start building some universities as well. We also failed our commitment, which I think is pretty bad. Yeah, our legitimacy went down by 20. But it's only for 5 years. And I'm also taking over the rest of Somalia. I don't know if I'll go into Ethiopia, however. There we go. We are a democracy. Parties have formed and we'll be having an election. Now, how do I rig this? Anyway, we completed the colonization of Kenya. So let's go for another state. Although here we'll have to deal with the malaria penalties. That's not very fun. We should definitely go for Q9 pretty soon. Yeah, the election just happened, I guess. And I didn't have any option to influence it. I'm not sure how this works. Anyway, let's get a police force. Railways unlocked, finally. I guess we'll have to build a railway in the capital. Law passed. And now we can go for some health insurance. We can even get the petite bourgeoisie to support it. Light industries. Yeah, sure, why not? Another light industry. Like a tooling workshop, for example. Commitment completed. And law passed. You'll love to see it. Okay, there we go. Now we have the option to rig the election. I think we'll be favoring the Liberal Party. Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna win now. There we go, we can get the Liberals in charge. Now we can do a lot of other stuff. Let's get the anti-strike laws. And we'll build a couple more light industries. So the petite bourgeoisie won't stall this. And next up, we'll try to ban slavery. Yeah, sure. So no one is opposing this law. Portugal claims Mozambique. Okay then. I think we are stronger than Portugal right now. What type of units are they using? They're also using line infantry. So I think we can probably beat them in a war. So you know what? Sure, let's go for it. Mozambique is mine. This guy wants a coup, really? I don't think we'll do this. It will go away on its own. And we also unlocked Q9. Now we can actually start colonizing this entire region. Oh god, and the Cape Colony took over all of Transvaal. Yeah, I think we'll have to let the British keep South Africa. Portugal just started a new colony in this state. And I don't have that as a war goal. So I guess I'm not gonna be fully kicking them out of East Africa. Well, maybe next war. We passed the anti-strike laws. Now what about banning slavery? How would that go? I've been handing out a couple bribes and now we're at 45% success chance. However, a lot of people still oppose this law. So I don't know, I guess we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's end the war with Portugal. And like I said, they'll still keep those little provinces over here. I'll have to take them later. Coastal strongholds. So we can gain a lot of claims. Yeah, okay, sure. We got a claim on Gaza, for example. So it will only be 9 infamy. That's pretty nice. Let's take it over. And I also got claims on Angola for some reason. Yeah, I think that event was meant for Portugal, actually. But yeah, whatever, I guess. Yeah, the conservatives will will start a civil war. You know, we rigged the election against them, now are trying to take their slaves. Yeah, I get it. Thankfully, we kept most of the army. So this war should be pretty easy. Should we rig the election once again? I don't think we need to. So no, this time we won't. There we go, slavery was banned. Now we'll be doing public schools. And then we should go for National Guard, because I promised the armed forces that. We won the civil war, election happened, the liberals won, and we can also establish a company. We don't really have any good options, but I guess I'll go for the plantations one. And I forgot to mention, but now we also have access to those exploitative practices on the plantations. But I am not too sure they are any good or not. I'll also be taking over Swaziland because their color is too similar to mine. Can't allow that. I guess we can also find the source of the Nile. I can also build a little gold mine down here. We got public schools. Now let's quickly get rid of the church. They are marginalized, so they can't really do anything about it right now. Also, the expedition was successful. There we go, we got total separation as well. And yeah, I'll have to go for National Guard. I forgot about that. Now we can go for another company. And we can get another 10 legitimacy from the Prince in Parliament event. That's great. For my second company, I guess I'll go for the Forestries one. There we go, National Guard. Now I think this entry might be broken. The idea was to keep taxes low for 48 months. Well, there are no more months remaining, but the entry still doesn't complete. So we'll just have to fail it, unfortunately. Should we rig the election? If we don't, the Conservatives are definitely gonna win. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Oh yeah, look at that graph. I think we can open up the borders. I don't think a lot of people will leave at this point. Okay, now it's really time to kick Portugal out of here. The borders have been opened. Do we want to rig the election again? No, I don't think I will this time. I already got most of the laws I want anyway, so it doesn't really matter who's in charge. Now I really gotta look in, build up the economy, and the peasant. Yeah, also India became independent. And Hungary. Now question is, can I take over the Merina Kingdom? I think I'll wait for skirmish infantry. And maybe for a couple more ships. Yeah, I don't know, the Conservatives have a bit too much power, so maybe we should give voting rights to more people. Let's go for census suffrage. We got 22 ships and skirmish infantry. So yeah, I think we can go conquer Madagascar. There we go, the island will be ours. And we also got census suffrage. I wonder how that will affect the political scene. We also annexed the Merina Kingdom, so let's integrate all this land. Should I give the Americans investment rights? I might as well. I don't think I'll really be able to employ everyone. Oh damn, the Agrarian Party is gonna win everything, looks like. That's gonna be pretty interesting. Now we got a connection to the Lake Victoria region, so I think we should go ahead and conquer all of those countries. But we'll first have to damage relations with some of them. They love us a bit too much. I might have to expel the diplomats of some of those guys, but I will conquer all of them, don't you worry. There we go, all of Uganda is mine. There was a lot of infamy, however. Now let's go from tenant farmers to commercialized agriculture. Okay, agriculture was commercialized, and we could switch to proportional taxation. Sounds great. Finally, we got steel frame buildings. Let's switch everyone to that. And we now have better taxation. I guess we could also switch from agrarianism to laissez-faire. Let's also get our third company. I think I'll go for the steel one. We're almost done with the colonization of East Africa. So let's go a bit further into Ethiopia. Now if we don't rig this election, which we really don't have to, we'll be getting the tradition of free election amendment. So let's do that. And there it is. More legitimacy for us. Now Gojam is an Ottoman protectorate, so I don't think I'm gonna attack them. They are pretty strong actually. And we are done with the colonization. Now we can put all the bureaucracy into more important stuff, such as education and healthcare. More boring stuff. And we got laissez-faire as well. Now the French started a diplo play against us. Guess we have to defend. Is Britain willing to help? Oh, they are actually, for an obligation. Sure. Okay, that's great. We don't have to worry about this war. And we also got this communist entry, which I don't really care for. Let's just focus on the war with France. I don't really want anything from France, so I'm just gonna be humiliating them. The US of all people is asking me to join their power bloc. It's a cultural commonwealth with this principle. I mean, it does give some technology spread. You know what, fine. It's better than nothing. And we're also starting to get mass migrations. Well, we got the World to Win event. I guess we can get some regulatory bodies. It's not a big deal. Now I decided to give investment rights to everybody and let them build up my country, because I wanna get all those peasants employed finally. And all of a sudden we are earning recognition. Now we're having another regency, I guess. Yeah, this guy is only 5. Let's go for the moderate industrialist. He seems okay. We also put the kids in schools. Now let's handle the investment treaties. We already got everyone employed and we still own most of our economy. Now we're officially a recognized country. A major power, that is. So I think it's time to take a look at the rest of the world. Here in North America, the US conquered most of Canada. Mexico is looking pretty normal. Brazil ate Bolivia. And Chile conquered most of Argentina. That is communist. We also have a little anarchist commune over here in Alto Paraguay. Over in Europe, this is what happened. Scandinavia and Italy formed. Germany didn't, however. Prussia had a very rough time. Austria is red because they also turned communist. Also Slovakia is independent, so is Banat. There are 2 Serbias. One is a regency and the other a council republic. Also there are 2 Bavarias. The communist council republic in the north and the communist council republic in the south. What's the difference? I honestly can't tell. Also Romania did form. They're a corporate state. But Moldova is also still around over here in Galatia. What? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, we already know about this fluvial Bantu country in Arabia. India is independent. China managed to stick together. Persia also did pretty well. And the East Indies are independent. Still Dutch, however. But anyway, let's go back to Africa. The north is dominated by the French. The British got the Congo and South Africa. And the east is ours. We are the 11th greatest power in the world. That's right, above Italy. And we have a top 10 economy starting from nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have seen that. We had like 15,000 people starving in Mozambique. And now we have this great East African empire of over 30 million people with a lot of different cultures. And we are overwhelmingly animist actually. This is the religious map mode in case you're wondering. Anyway, those are all the laws we managed to pass. Our institutions, our trade, and our companies. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Victoria 3 A to Z. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.